Hello everyone. So start continuing with chapter 2, terms, concepts and their use in the psychology. We were doing the introduction part of this chapter in which we studied about stratification systems and introduction, and also which we have read in the previous chapter. All discussions we did in the introduction part of the terms, concepts and their use in the psychology. So starting with the next, in the post-World War II period, sociology was greatly influenced by the structural functionalists who found society to be society to be essentially harmonious, and they found it useful to compare the society to an organism where different parts have a function to play for the maintenance of the whole. And others, in a particular, the conflict theorist influenced by Marxism, saw society as essentially conflict ridden. Within sociology, some tried to understand human behavior by starting with the individual, that is your micro interaction. As we have already read that sociology, we have done the sociology with all the, including all the aspects, that is your micro, macro also, and in also we study sociology, analyzing the data in various ways. Then sociology has tried also understanding the human behavior, that is starting with the individual, that includes your micro interactions, and other begin with the macro structures such as your class, caste, market, state or even community. We can say that macro structure, it includes your class, market, state and your community. Concepts such as status and the role, it will begin with the status and the role, it will begin with the individuals. It will begin with the individuals, and the concepts such as your social control or your stratifications begin from a larger context within which individuals they are already placed. So the important point is that these classifications and the types that we discuss in the sociology, it will help us and are the tools through which we can understand the realities. Means the concept in sociology, these are the status and the role that will begin with the individual. As we have to study about the terms in the concepts, in the concept part it has included the status and the role that will begin with the individual, and the concept includes what? It is your social control, your stratifications and your it also it begins with the larger context that is within the individual and already placed. And then so the important point is that these classifications and the types that we discuss in sociology help us and are the tools through which we can understand the reality. So important point is that means in this chapter we will study about the classifications and the types that we are going to discuss in the sociology, and it will also help us, and these are to be regarded as the tools, that is through which we will understand the reality, what is there, and they are keys to open the locks to understand the society. Means these are the keys, that is to open the locks, that is to understand the societies. Then they are the entry points in our understandings and not the final answers. These are your just an entry points, means you will understand, but this will not provide you the final answers. But what if the key becomes rusted or bent or does not fit the lock or fit in with the efforts? In such situations we need to change or modify the key. In sociology, we both use and also constantly interrogate or question the concepts and the category. Means we do the sociology with both the doing the questioning, doing interrogation, that is questionings, do the questionings to the others, and also the concept questions relating to the concepts and the categories. Very often there is the considerable unease about the coexistence of the different kinds of definitions or the concepts, or even just different views about same social entity. And for example, conflict theory versus the functionalist theory, and this multiplicity of the approaches is particularly acute in sociology. And it otherwise cannot be, and it is cannot but be otherwise, for the society itself is diverse. In our discussions on the various terms, that you will notice how there is the divergence of the views, and how this very debate and discussions of the differences help us to understand the society. So we can understand the society by doing the debates, by doing discussions on the different points that will help us to understand the society. And also there are discussions on the various terms that you will notice, that is also in the divergence of the views. So this is all about the introduction. We will start with our next topic. Our first topic after introduction in this chapter is your social groups and society. We will do this now. Social groups and societies. Sociology, as I've already told you, it has been repeating many a time. Sociology is what? It is the study of the human social life, which includes your groups, societies, etc. And a defining feature of the human life is that human interact, communicate, and construct the social collectivities. Means the feature of the human life is what? It is about what? It is about the human interact, how human they interact, communicate, how they communicate, and construct the social collectivities. They establish the social collectivities, and the comparative and historical perspectives of the society. It will bring home to apparently innocuous factor. Means your comparative and the historic perspective of the society brings the home to apparently innocuous fact, that is your innocent fact. And the first, that is every society, whether ancient or feudal or modern, Asian or European, or your African human groups and collectivities that will exist. The second, that the type of groups is Second is the types of the groups and the collectivities that are different in the different societies. Any gathering of people does not necessarily constitute a social group. Means gathering of the people, it does not provide you as the social group. And aggregates are simply the collections of people who are in the same place at the same time. Means aggregate is what? Just a collection of the people that is who are at the same place and at the same time, but share no definite connections with one another. There is no definite connection that is with the one people or with the another one. Then the passengers, they are waiting at the railway stations or the airport, or you can say at the bus stop or your cinema. Bus stop or a cinema audience, these are the examples of the aggregates. Such aggregates are often termed as the quasi groups. So we can say that aggregate to be termed as the we can name them as quasi groups. Remember this. Who are these aggregate? That is the passengers that are waiting at the railway, bus stop, your cinema audience. All these are the examples of the aggregate which we called as the quasi groups. So picture of this group, quasi groups, has been given to you in your books. You can see that, and also the question here arises that what kind of groups are these? So we can answer it as that these are the quasi groups. So with this we will stop here. Next we will do further. So till now that's it.